Um, so growing up in West Virginia, there's a million reasons to love it. There's a million reasons to wake up every day and smile. But being gay in West Virginia is a tough thing, and it's tough to accept yourself and to deal with. It's difficult because a lot of the culture in West Virginia is we're raised in a lot of Christian households and a Christian background and moral background, and so Christians don't believe in being gay and don't believe that it's something that is you're born with. They believe that it's either a choice or that it's a spirit or something. It's just not you. And so whenever you feel that you're who you are and you're finally getting to where you're comfortable being yourself, it's hard to say that in a place like West Virginia. But I think that saying it in a place like West Virginia is the only way that progress is made. And so it would be extremely cowardice of me to not be able to talk about it and to live my whole life as something that I'm not. And I refuse to do that because I refuse to have other kids after me look at me and say he could have done something. I refuse to have that happen. So if I have to take a little bit of the shock value out of coming out and telling my family and telling my community and doing that, I'm willing to do, and I'm proud to do that because I want to make sure that kids that come after me maybe have a little bit easier time, and I don't want them to feel ashamed because there's nothing to be ashamed of. But it's hard to do that in West Virginia. It is, yeah. It was like talking about it. So like, I'd never said it on film before. I never said it out loud. Like I had, when I was 20 and I came back from DC and I changed my major, I really sat down and I started thinking about things. And I started thinking about why I was so different and why the things that I had put, like I had repressed like so much to the point where like you can't think about us like a topic relating to being gay because it's a flood of emotion. It's just too much to deal with at one time. So you take all of it and you repress every bit of it. And so when I was 20 and I came back from DC and I changed my major and I was like, I don't know, I felt like I was finally like doing what I was supposed to be doing. I was in the field, and then I was in political science, and then gay rights came up in one of our classes. And after that, I went back to my apartment and I sat down and I took the box in my head, that everything that I had repressed, and I opened the box and I just kind of went through it and I knew in my head, but I hadn't said it out loud. And then I got sent the link for Road Trip Nation from one of the girls that I went to gear up with in DC, and so I was like, oh, what is this? So I checked it out, and then I really was interested. And then one of the questions, one of the questions on the application was, what hurdles do you see in your future? And I went through it and I did the video like 45 times because like I'd mess up and things like that. And then I got to that question and I gave a different answer, and I talked about my parents' drug addiction and things like that. And I'd gotten through it all, and it was a good video. And then I was like, I felt like I was lying because that wasn't my biggest hurdle. This is my biggest hurdle that I can't even talk about it without like, crying a little bit. But this is, if I was going to be honest, if I was going to be truthful, if I was going to make the video, I wanted to be 100% truthful. If I was going to do this opportunity, I had told myself that I wasn't going to come out to my family at all. And then, after I sent the video in, I was like, well, God, if this is what I'm supposed to be doing, if this is the trip that I'm supposed to take to find out who I am, then, then they'll pick me, and then I won't have a choice. I'll be set on a timeline, and I'll have to do it, and it'll give me some, some reasoning to come out. And, I got picked, and I was so scared. I was happy. I was so happy. But I was terrified. I'm sorry.
No need to apologize. You're just being so brave.
I know.
I
hate.
It's super courageous, man. And seriously,
I hate to cry though. Like, ugh.
No, I feel you.
That's just like, I don't know. Like, you just don't talk about things like that around here. Like, you just don't talk about it, and you just don't talk about it. God, it's so weird to be here doing it. Like, it's.
Maybe this is the place where, it
Yeah.
needs to happen, right?
Yeah. When I think of oppression, think about closed-mindedness and things like that. I do think about coming up here and hearing my cousins say the word faggot, or hearing my cousins the things that you don't think about, and the things that are drilled into you from the time that you're little, and the little subconscious things that you pick up on, or you can tell, if I wanted to wear a pink shirt, I could tell the reaction that I would be getting from my family, even as a kid, even not having that thought in my head, just because, oh, that's a cool pink shirt, but putting that on and then being like, oh, no, having that negative reinforcement, even from such a young age, your family doesn't want you to be gay. You know that that's not something that they hope for. And so then you hope that they can accept it, so that even though they didn't want this for you, that they can still, that they will still be proud of you. And, I just want to make everybody proud. Oh, God. This is so rough.
No, man. I'll keep saying I just appreciate you being so open, and from the very first impression of you, it's just wow, this kid's just being.
But
open as
I wasn't. It's so weird that I wasn't open about. It was this opportunity is making me face the things that I could have went 10 years down the road being somebody else. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be somebody. I want to be the best version of myself possible. And I want to be happy. And part of being happy is being comfortable with who I am, and being completely accepting of who I am, and knowing that I can give so much to West Virginia, and I can be such a force of good for West Virginia. And I don't want the people of West Virginia to just see that one aspect of me and not see anything else. I want to prove. I don't want to prove that I'm good enough, and that I can do a job good enough, and I can represent people good enough, and I can fight for people good enough to where the fact that I'm gay doesn't even matter. I'm a good guy that helps people in West Virginia. That's what I want. That's what I want. It felt good after saying it for the first time, but you're in a kind of a different headspace, because you've went 21 years and you've kept a secret, or kept a secret from yourself in a lot of ways. It was too difficult to really think about, so you don't. So this opportunity means so much to me. I'm not only getting to go across the country, I'm getting the chance to find myself in the process, and it's so